Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. Karen and I are reading this book together, and we wanted to get your input. We wanted to kind of share a few pieces of an avalanche of pillows.
It's possible.
Yeah. So I want to share a few pieces with you and discuss them as we go through it. So you've got a chunk that you wanted to share, right?
Yeah, I'll just start.
Yeah.
And it's smack dab in the middle of this book. And we chose this particular section to do tonight because we just finished our series on twin flames and soulmates and, finding love. And, a lot of people haven't found it yet. So that's where we're going to start right here.
Okay.
So when love doesn't work out, we all have control over our choices and our situations to move on and let the past go. Let it be the past. Where this becomes difficult for people is when they're in the relationship that they need to feel loved. That's a problem. If you think you need someone else to make you feel loved, how could you give them love? Ask yourself this. No one can make you love yourself. Only you have control over that. Another can love you, but you will not feel the real impact of that love until you love yourself.
Makes sense.
Work on finding all the good within. Invest in yourself. All the time and energy you have is all that today is. This is psychological, spiritual, and physical. You need to be in the right mindset to love yourself. You need to believe in yourself and to take care of this vessel you call your body. Find the beauty in your body and feed it with love by giving yourself fresh water, real foods like organic fruits and vegetables. Feed your mind with positive affirmations through meditation and mindfulness. Find gratitude in everything. Once you can master these things, you'll realize that life is such a gift, and lack of self-love, lack of self-confidence is a choice. And by choosing it, you're letting the world know you're not worthy, so you should be ignored. The very opposite of what you say you want. This is the law of attraction in its simplest form, working as it is giving you what you're sending as a message, which is either more lack of self-love or more love. So make the choice to love yourself. Go ahead and project that self-love, and others will want a piece of your energy because you'll make them feel good being around all that love. Be grateful, be loving, and devoid of self-doubt. If you know self-love, you will always be loved. I love that line.
Yeah.
If you know self-love, you will always be loved.
Yeah.
You don't need to seek it out anywhere else.
Well, you
right?
really don't need anything else.
Right.
If you have that.
Right. I love that.
Things flow to you, but you don't really need anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Another important step to living your dream life is to visualize that your dreams and goals have already been met. You must believe you're worthy of your dream. Then visualize exactly what you want.
Right.
Feel as if you already have it. Set your intentions and take the steps. A perfect example is our personal story regarding this very book. In writing this book, we were able to put ourselves into the mental state of having already written the book. It took a lot of self-love and self-talk to secure this into our being that we are writers. The first time we sent an email with the title author under our names, we questioned it, only to conclude that we are writing this book, therefore we are. In addition, we added authors to our LinkedIn bios, again confirming. A very close friend sent a screenshot with an arrow pointing to author saying, WTF? We replied, we are whatever we say we are. And instead of this event casting doubt, it reconfirmed our own belief and conviction. So does that resonate with you, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Because it could have actually done the opposite, for the author by a good friend sending something like that. And that's why people are afraid to do things, right?
Well, that's what's so key. Once you have that, self-love, as you always call it, or the self-confidence, you understand that your perception, my perception is my reality. Your perception is your reality. You think about that for a second. We talk about this a lot. I always like to use a rainy day for example. Some people perceive it as, oh my God, it's cold and rainy, I'm going to get wet. Other people say, oh my, thank goodness that the rain is coming. I need it for the flowers and all the green that's going to pop out.
Right.
So same event, perceptions are very different. So I think that's perfect. If you're going to do something, you have to know what you want to do first,
right?
But then more importantly, know why you want to do it, and then that it's doable. You have to believe, and obviously the authors here do believe. They're actually kind of living from the end,
right?
And calling it already done before it happens, because it really is,
right?
Everything out there already exists. You just have to choose the path and choose that life. And if it's writing a book, great. If it's doing a triathlon, great. Whatever it is, you've already done it.
Right.
And if you can go from that mindset, it automatically will happen.
Exactly. Like I heard Eckhart Tolle talk about when he first started out, and that I think he said there was one person who came to his first event, right?
Yeah.
And he said, you're putting yourself out there as a spiritual leader. And there's that questioning of, will people believe that I am the spiritual leader? Like these people, will people believe that I'm the author? But his point was, and their point, if you believe it, then it is.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's so key about, all of these things that we talk about, the positivity, the manifestation, the law of attraction. If you believe, then it is.
Yep.
And, everybody else will come to believe that. And so, people, there will be people who will question you. And I think that's a good thing, because it gives you an opportunity to say, well, yes, I am, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. There's just 2 more paragraphs I think I'll read here.
Okay.
So, and thanks for that interjection, Jeffrey. That was good stuff. So, okay. We manifested the writing of the book in daily meditations, and our perception of it became our reality. So when it was time to put the book together, we knew it was possible because we had fully visualized it. It's like what you had just said, living in the end. We even visualized the book on the shelves of the gift shop of one of our favorite places where the pages came to life. We visualized a book signing in the lobby of that very same place. This projection into time is merely logistics. People ask if we have a publisher, and we say we will, because we've already projected the book into completion where it's helping people changing their lives. So this, of course, is only possible with publication. So of course we have a publisher. So it's really, so everything is already, even though it hasn't happened, it's being perceived as completed.
Yeah, and again, you have to be impeccable with your words there, even though it hasn't happened, in the now, right now. But it has happened out there beyond space and time.
Right, exactly.
Right, so it already exists. That's the way you have to look at it.
Right, yeah. And I was just going to add in there, I mean, obviously you can't just say, hey, I'm going to write a book and I've got a publisher. You have to do the work. And it's funny, this next line, I've read this before, but I didn't realize it was here. It says, we're making commitments, right? So obviously you've got to do the work.
Right.
These are not words. These are energetic vibrations that already exist in the world that we have already seen come to fruition. Does this make sense? We're not just saying these words, but we're setting these intentions and acting upon them. I think it was Jim Carrey who said he was going to make a movie and earn $10 million. He went so far as to write himself a check for $10 million, post-dating it 10 years in the future. Is it any surprise that 10 years after writing the check, visualizing the event, seeing it, knowing it, and setting that intention and making every day a goal towards it, he found out he was going to make $10 million for Dumb and Dumber? Do you think this was a coincidence?
Definitely not.
Right.
It's funny, a little tidbit of information, trivia. Here at Copper Mountain, where we live, this is where Jim Carrey filmed one of his first movies. It was back when it was a, what is it called? Club Med.
Club Med. Yeah,
Club
I think
Med,
he
right.
was. I don't even think he was 20.
Right, he was
I
very.
think
He was
like
very young.
17 or 18 when he did
But
that.
you probably heard that story, right? He wrote that check to himself for $10 million, tucked it away, and then it happened. I mean, basically, that's what we're talking about. He selected that life track. It's already out there. Picked it. He believed in it, and there it is. Happened. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. It is. So we don't believe that. So do you think this was a coincidence?
No, right.
We don't believe that coincidences exist. We use the word to describe events, but make no mistake that everything happens as it's supposed to, and it's our energy in the universe. Jim Carrey had already seen his future. He projected into the future and then filled in the blanks with his energetic actions. It's phenomenal. The common theme in all these stories is the personal belief each of these people had in themselves. Deeply loving yourself and being grateful for your space and soul, for being able to choose, for your dreams and goals. Self-love means always being positive in expressing yourself, and when you love yourself, that positive energy attracts more positive energy, and motion of positivity is where the magic lies.
I like it. That's great.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, specifically about, a goal, whether it be to find that special someone or to live in that special place, write a book like you're reading about there.
Yeah.
Whatever it is,
Right.
it already exists, right? It already exists in reality. If you believe in quantum physics and reality transurfing and all that stuff as we do, all of those options are out there in front of you. You just have to select one of them, like take a frame out of that movie and know that's yours and it's going to happen, and let the universe take its course. And you do have to take the right steps. I mean, if you want to,
Right.
if you want to become an athlete, a triathlete, sure, you got to go out and run, and you have to swim. You have to do certain things like that. If you're gonna dig a big ditch out there in the middle of a field, you got to put a spade, shovel in, and scoop out some dirt. So you have to actually take some steps, sure. But if it's yours and it's out there, it'll automatically happen. So I think that's great.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to live in the end, right? As you were talking about earlier, don't be afraid to see that whole journey unfold, because it's super exciting. The possibilities are limitless when you look at life that way. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for letting me read that to you tonight. Jeff and I have been reading this book, and there's a lot of good stuff in there. And so we thought, we would pick a couple paragraphs here and there and share it. So let us know, what you think about that information, and also if there's something in there that you want to comment on. We'd love to hear about it.
Great.
Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the nest at Copper Mountain.
Thanks, guys.